I was on the I-10 West, headed here to Palm Springs. Almost got caught between a pickup truck and a semi. Let's say this, man. Palm Springs is bougie as fuck. Expensive as fuck, too. But a lot of people love Palm Springs. It's a fucking destination, right? It's a fucking destination, and people come out here to fucking vacation. And a lot of y'all come out to live out here. But then you got shit like this right here, yo. This is Palm Springs too, guys. This is Palm Springs too. But then I go to my For You page, right? And I see a bunch of people crying on fucking TikTok. Please stop crying. There's a lot more shit out in this fucking world that has a lot more negative impact on our community. And y'all are on here fucking crying about whatever the fuck y'all crying.
Good morning, sun. Good morning, life. Good morning, sun. How are you? Skies above. Gee, it's great to be alive and love.
Do you ever scroll through TikTok, find a really cute person, and then go on to check their follower count and realize you have no fucking chance at getting their attention? Because if you don't, you're fucking lying.
Tonight, we want to introduce you to the woman Nancy Pelosi is blaming. Erica Caius owns the now famous salon in San Francisco, and she joins us tonight. Erica, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me.
Nancy Pelosi claims on camera that you orchestrated a, quote, setup to entrap her into getting her hair blown out without a mask. Did you?
No, absolutely not.
How would you have done that? I mean, can you prove that this wasn't a diabolical setup designed to bring down the Speaker of the House by blow-drying her hair?
She had called the stylist or her assistant did and made the appointment. So
yes,
the appointment was already booked. So there's no way I could have set that up. And I've had a camera system in there for 5 years. I mean, I didn't go in there and turn cameras on as soon as she walked in to set her up. So that's absolutely false.
So Pelosi says that salons in San Francisco, and of course she lives there and she is the most powerful Democratic legislator in the world, but she says she understood that the restrictions allowed a one-on-one appointment in salons. What do you make of that?
I heard that and I thought to myself, well, as a hairstylist, I see clients one-on-one. So that would mean I would be open. Right?
Yes, yes. Pardon, sorry to laugh. Yes, that it would mean that. Are you open?
No.
What is that doing to you in your business?
For the past 6 months, we're pretty much done. I mean, we've lost at least 60% of our clients. I've lost the majority of my staff. So, 6 months is a long time to be closed down.
Yeah, no, it's too long.
Yeah.
So your business has been destroyed by this. How do you feel about seeing the most powerful woman in America come into your salon in violation of the rules she supports, get caught, and then blame you for it?
To be honest, it was more hurtful. She's been coming in for quite a while, and just to see her come in, and especially not wearing the mask, that's what really got to me. But,
yes,
this isn't even political. I mean, she's been coming in there. It's the fact that she actually came in and didn't have a mask on. And I just thought about, my staff and people not being able to work and make money and provide for their families. And if she's in there comfortably without a mask and feeling safe, then why are we shut down? Why am I not able to have clients come in? So it's been hard.
You're not making a political point. You're making a human point rooted in common sense. And what do you think? I don't know what the answer is. What do you think the answer is? Why can't, if Nancy Pelosi feels comfortable using your salon, why can't civilians use it?
Exactly. And I'll be honest, in our area in San Francisco, I mean, we're obviously the last county or city to not open. We've been trying to figure that out. We've been asking ourselves these questions for 6 months, I mean, for the past actually 4 months, of why we are not reopened. And that's kind of a good question. We, again, don't know.
Huh. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay in the city, do you think, in San Francisco?
I don't think so. The hard part of all this is that I have been in that community for 12 years. And since this happened, I have received nothing but hate, text messages, death threats. They're going to burn my hair salon down. My Yelp page is just unbelievable with bad reviews. It's just, it's sad that my community is pulling this when they're saying that I threw her under the bus when I didn't. So that's hurtful, but I think I'm pretty much done there. So, yeah.
Well, I think that's one of the most heartbreaking stories I've heard in a long time. And I just want to restate for the people who are hating you for telling the truth. I don't consider this political. You don't seem like a political person. And I'm just sorry that this is happening to you. Erica, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. Are you heading down to the convention?
No, I will not be at the convention in Charlotte. It's more of the official business that's going on. And because of social distancing and things of that nature, because of the governor, was on a reduced number. So, no, I won't be there in person, but I will be watching and participating virtually, like many millions of people will join us in doing.
No doubt. And your job is to convince black voters that the president is working in their interest. But how do you make the case when the headlines that you have like these come out with the leaked audio shows Trump saying lower black voter turnout helped him in 2016 and that he listens to African Americans better than the son of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Well, my job is not to do what you said. My job is just to amplify the message of what the president is doing and to share facts and make sure that the black community and black media and black press, more specifically, get the information so that their readers and viewers can see it. Because many times when they look at mainstream media, they don't get the information. They don't get the facts about what the president is doing. The headline that you mentioned just before highlights a meeting that the president had, I think, in 2016, where he said he mentioned the fact that a lot of black voters did not vote for Hillary Clinton. Well, we know why they didn't vote for Hillary Clinton. One, she didn't campaign for the vote aggressively in many key states like Florida. There was widely expressed concern and people were upset at the fact that she didn't engage with the black community there. And he said that in that same quote, that they didn't vote for Hillary Clinton because they liked him. And ultimately, in 2016, you have to remember, Donald Trump didn't have a political record, so no one really knew exactly what he was going to do. Yet and still, 8% of the black vote, which was better than McCain and Romney, came out to vote for him on the promise of what he could do. Now in 2020, he's kept those promises and made more promises. He kept them all. And he has a long record of achievement for the black community. And I believe that even more are going to come out and vote for President Trump because they are inspired by President Trump and they are not inspired by that of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Well, let me ask you, what has he done to be able to build his support within the black community? Those numbers, by the way, at least according to the latest polling, shows that Biden has 94 and 93% approval among the black community. What's he going to do to say to the black community that he can improve those numbers?
Well, what the president is going to do is continue to message about his record of results, whether it's his record on criminal justice reform, his record on supporting something called school choice, which overwhelmingly is supported by the black community, and charter schools, which Joe Biden said he was going to eliminate, which is a terrible thing because we know many black Americans do not want to have their children stuck in poor performing schools just because of the zip code. President Trump has been a champion for HBCUs, historically black colleges and universities, funding them in an unprecedented amount and supporting them, being the only sitting president to speak at the HBCU conference, permanent funding for 10 years through the Future Act. This president is the only person in
Paris, but he's also a president who couldn't say that white supremacists were bad people.
Candace, I don't know where you got that quote from because I've never heard that quote.
The quote where you had those folks in Charlottesville 3 years ago this week or last week.
Candace, I think, yes, Candace, everyone knows that that's a debunked myth and it's a lie. And it's unfortunate that you continue to portray that with your viewers. The president did not say that. And,
you said there are good people on both sides.
And
do you think there were good white supremacists on the other side?
I think what you're doing is media malpractice because if you listen to the audio, if you watch the clip, if you read the record, the transcript, he's asked if he was talking about the supremacists and those, and he said no, he was talking about the residents of Charlottesville, the good people who were there to protest on one side saying they wanted to keep the statue and the other side saying they wanted to tear it down. The residents of Charlottesville, not the white supremacists, and he was asked specifically that and he said no.
He was given the opportunity twice and he couldn't clarify it. He couldn't make it straight.
He did clarify it. You all misconstrued it. And after that, he doubled down on denouncing the KKK, denouncing white supremacy, and denouncing all those organizations.
Eventually, a long time after he got David Duke's support, he finally denounced it.
Here's the funny thing. That's not true. That is not true. The president was on record denouncing those organizations before he ran for president, while he ran for president, and after he was president. He has unilaterally denounced them repeatedly. What has not been denounced is the bigotry of Joe Biden, calling black people predators, saying that he didn't want his children to grow up in a racial jungle because he was against integration. Calling a media professional, one of your colleagues, a cocaine junkie. So if you want to talk about somebody and their record, he said, "Are you a junkie?" You want to play that transcript too? You want to continue to lie to the American people about that as well?
I know the person you're referring to, and we've spoken about that interview very well, and he did not.
Then let's play the clip.
Think that.
Let's let your viewers see it.
Let me, because it is the Lord's Day, and I don't want a black-on-black crime. I'm not trying to fight with you at this early morning. I'm curious.
It is the Lord's Day that you should be truthful.
I know the president has said many times that he is the best president for African Americans ever. And I'm not being partial when I say I don't think he has been, but you, as a black man and who's out there supporting the president's cause, do you think that he's the best president for the African American community ever? More than Carter, more than Johnson?
Most definitely more than Carter, most definitely more than Johnson. When you look at what President Trump has been able to do in just under 4 years for the black community, it has been impressive.
Carter named more black judicial nominees. Clinton had more black cabinet members. Lincoln freed the slaves. What you guys are going to say is basically that Trump freed black folks who were in prison.
If your criteria is political appointments, then sure, but it's a lot more than that. He's impacted the black community right where we are, where we need it, on issues of criminal justice reform, education, the economy. It's more than his political appointments, and that's the part of the problem. We think that having the number of black people in a cabinet position is how really doing something to the black community. You know, President Trump has delivered.
But you guys think getting black people out of jail is what you're going to be like, that is it. That's what we've done.
No, that's not just
having black folks unable to move to the suburbs.
No, actually, you know, Ken, is that black people do live in the suburbs today.
I do.
Millions of black people live in the suburbs.
So he needs to stop with that as well.
So, no, the president is doing great things. And the only person who's acted after George Floyd's funeral, his unfortunate and disgusting murder, is President Trump. His executive order on safe police for safe communities is the only action that's come out of Washington, D.C. So if the black community is looking for somebody who's actually done something in D.C. to address some of those concerns, it's been President Trump. It wasn't the Democrats in Congress who, like Dick Durbin called Senator Tim Scott's bill, the Justice Act, a token process to the only black Republican senator. That is disgusting. That is bigoted. That is racist. And it's part of the radical Democrat takeover. President Trump is the one who's acted and has led on a whole host of issues benefiting the black community. And those are the facts, Candace, and you know it.
Thank you, Paris.
Anytime.
Have a great day. God bless.
I will. Thank you. I'm off.
You need it.
So here's a white guy who was screaming in my face telling me I'm oppressed.
Oh, yeah, what did he say?
What did he say? What did he say we're oppressed?
Drown him out. Drown him out. You didn't serve.
I am not oppressed.
You did.
You're insane. We have black conservatives, and this is one little white guy who is screaming in our face, telling us we're oppressed. This is a hater. He's trying to say that we're oppressed and we're racist, and he's the one screaming in our face. Black Lives Matter is trying to attack black conservatives.
No, yes. Yes,
Here's black. Are we oppressed? No. When you scream in our face, we are.
That's what the white guy says.
When you scream, says the white guy, right?
We're oppressed. Says the white guy. USA!
Get out of here, bully. Get these bullies out of here. We're not standing for it. They get violent. He started shoving us. He started screaming in our face. He started pushing old ladies and children, screaming in black people's face, telling us we're oppressed. You're a white dude. You're one single dude, and there's hundreds of us. Don't test us. I saw you. We don't let them bully us. Thank you. We're not going to let them bully us. It's not okay. They come in here and they tell us we're oppressed. It's not all right. That's crazy. He's saying, F you, you're a racist, right in my face, put a finger in my face. This is what Black Lives Matter has become. This is the destruction and chaos of the Democratic Party. You guys are Marxists. You are enabling disgusting people like this guy. He walked in and started screaming in our faces. You're the racist. You're the racist. You're the racist. Do you understand? You're the racist. You're the racist. You're the racist. You were screaming in my face. You're being a bully. They're nothing but hate. Meanwhile, black lives are marching.
Did he say racist? Did he say racist don't get platforms?
He said, yeah. He put fingers in our face and called us racist.
Walk away from him.
So we're racist?
Are we racist? We're people of color.
So we're racist? You're confused. Confused about what? Confused about what? Confused about what?
Indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
What are we confused about?
Unbelievable.
USA! 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 USA!
let's go. ¡Vámonos! No tengo bubble gum y no chico stick. My bell goes. Come get your paletas quick. You see the hyena stop me cause my ice cream be muy frío. They tell me dame más papi, ay Dios mío. This ain't no ice cream truck, it's just me and my patas. I got many different flavors from Jamaica to horchata. Sandía, limon, vanilla, Simon. And they only cost $1 right outside of your home. Get one homie, get two. Don't be a tight ass way. Get one for Maria. I know you wanna ride, mija. Get on my car. Now hold on tight and ring my bells. Let's go, vámonos, let's go. Aletero, man.